Well, hi there, folks. Welcome to the program. This, of course, is Stinchfield, the podcast. Let's call it the fall of Swal. Eric Swalwell is out in his race for governor. He ought to be out in his marriage. He ought to be out of Congress. In fact, I would say Congress needs to immediately expel him from Congress. Let me say this over so we get it clear. Eric Swalwell needs to be expelled from Congress. He needs to be ousted. Forget about him resigning. Don't wait for that to happen. These members of Congress, when they get back from their 2-week vacation, ought to kick his ass out, kick it to the curb as quick as they possibly can. What is it with these men? They think they're invincible. Eric Swalwell accused, the least of his problems is sending sexually explicit pictures of himself, his genitals, to staffers, neighbors, showing up at a neighbor's doorstep, looking to fool around with his neighbor's wife, like all kinds of crazy stuff. Then you get the hotel escapades. Then you get allegations of rape. CNN comes forward with this blockbuster, and I'll hand it to CNN. They took down one of their own. Why? Tom Steyer, maybe? Maybe that's who they want for governor, the billionaire. I wonder if he has any investment in CNN, by the way. So now Tom Steyer catapults to the top of the polls in California as Eric Swalwell is out. But the big question now becomes, who is the mystery man in the video? You know, this is the video that I'm talking about. Who is this guy? Oh, hold on a second. Let me get this off. So here's the question I have for you. Who is this guy? You'll see, oh, there he is. He pokes his head in. That's Swalwell on the bed. Who is it? Some say it's a very, very good friend of his and a very powerful man. We'll get into that. I've asked for comment from the individual that people are offering up as who it may be. We'll get into that. And then you have to ask yourself, who's shooting the video? Who took the video? Who was in this hotel room with an alleged sex worker? Maybe she's there by her own will. Who knows? But who took the video? A lot of questions. The mainstream media isn't asking those as they focus in on Eric Swalwell and only Eric Swalwell. So these are the things we'll talk about. And then I want to touch base on the Catholic Church as well. Sadly, I'm upset with the Catholic Church. They've gone down a road of pro-illegal immigration, pro-crime, anti-Trump, pro-Iran. All of it I'm about done with. We'll talk about that today, too. Before we do, though, folks, look, the markets are a little hinky again today because of everything we have going on with Iran. But if you want some peace of mind, if you want to know where these markets are headed, go to VRAinsider.com. That's VRAinsider.com. Crush the markets today. This is a daily newsletter. Spells out 10-bagger positions that have the potential to go up 1,000%. That's the goal. My buddy Kip Herridge is the CEO and founder of VRAinsider.com. I have allocated a large portion of my portfolio to that 10-bagger system. Now, here's the deal. They'll give you 2 free weeks of the daily email. You'll get the positions. You'll get everything you need right now, where they're at, what they're holding, what they're doing, and you'll see the peace of mind this brings me every morning as I start to assess the markets. And it's not a big system. You're not spending hours every day looking at charts. They basically just tell you what you should invest in. It's basically a buy and hold system. You know, you may sell every 30 days. A position might come off or on, but for the most part, it's a buy and hold system with a lot of perspective there. VRAinsider.com. You have nothing to lose with this 2 free week trial. Okay, so check it out, please. VRAinsider.com. Tell them Grant sent you. With that, folks, let's get the show started.
Uncensored and unapologetic. This is Stinchfield. Here's your host, Grant Stinchfield.
All right, welcome, everybody. Great to be here. So, again, it's interesting. This video that is making the rounds now of Eric Swalwell out there. Here's another one. Oh, no, that's the photo. That's the photo. So I'm asking, who is the mystery man here? The guy with the beard there. Eric Swalwell has some best friends with beards. I'm not going to mention the name as of yet, but I have sent inquiries to, I've sent one inquiry to the high-profile politician that they say it could be. Now, I'm not going to mention his name. I'll let you try to figure this out on your own. We do not know if it is him or not. There's a lot of speculation and talk that it could be this high-profile politician, friend of Eric Swalwell's. Before I say anything, I'll wait for a response from that individual. But these questions need to be asked. Specifically, who is that and who's taking the video? These are most certainly very, very fair questions to ask. I mean, this is not what you want to see from a guy with another dude in the room, a girl in the hotel. All of this disturbing to the point where Eric Swalwell knew his chances for governor were over. Maybe not because of that video, but maybe because of the allegations that have come out. And CNN, of all places, was on the forefront of these allegations.
A growing chorus of Democrats are denouncing Congressman Eric Swalwell this weekend after CNN reported that 4 women made accusations of sexual misconduct against him. Those accusations range from inappropriate messages and pictures to unwanted kissing and touching, and in one case, rape. Here's Swalwell's response.
Rape. I mean, the allegations of rape are crazy. And I'm going to play the interview that was done by CNN. Probably you've heard snippets of it. I'm sure you're not watching CNN. Most of us don't. But there's a long clip I have, and we'll go through it. And it's more than just a story about Eric Swalwell. It's a story about public arrogance from those that we enshrine with great power when we elect them into office, how they abuse that power, how they think they're above the law. And it's not just Eric Swalwell. I mean, you have other members of Congress who are involved in all kinds of crazy things right now. You've got Tony Gonzalez of Texas, a Republican. You've got Corey Mills from Florida, a Republican. You've got a whole slew. You've got Swalwell, a Democrat. Doesn't matter to me whether you're Republican or Democrat. If you're involved in slime bag, dirtbag dealings, certainly if you're involved in sexual escapades against the will of women, well, then I'm going to call you out on it. Now, this was Swalwell's response.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have. I have certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past. But those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position.
How do you survive that? If you're married and you get this video surfacing, you got some rando chick in the room he's making out with, drinking, some other dude in the room. How do you survive that? I mean, and all of the other things. Fang, the Chinese spy that he was having an affair with. He said there was no wrongdoing there. She was a member of Chinese state security, and he was on the Intel committee, and the Democrats left him on the Intel committee. And yet, how do you okay this? I personally don't think I don't think you can. I really don't. Let's continue.
And my panel is here now, including a sitting Democratic Congressman, Eugene Vindman.
Oh, Vindman, they bring on.
What do you think should happen this week? Should the congressman resign? And if not, would you vote to expel him?
Yeah, we need to be crystal clear on this. The accusations are absolutely heinous, and his admissions betraying his family are deplorable. So Eric Swalwell needs to resign. He needs to drop out of the race. And we have grown far too accustomed to having our senior leaders, our elected officials, fall far below what we expect.
Yeah, you're far below too. I agree with you on that one, though. Needs to be held accountable. So I told you I would play some of this interview with the alleged victim. Okay? But before I do, I just want you to see how some of these people are reacting to this. This was Dana Bash asking Senator Warren.
I do want to ask about allegations of against one of your fellow Democrats, Eric Swalwell, allegations of rape and sexual misconduct. He denies these allegations as false, say they never happened. You are a leader in your party. Do you think he should resign from Congress or face expulsion?
You know, Dana, I have seen the reports. I think I've met Mr. Swalwell once or twice. I want to hear his side of the story, but obviously, if any of these allegations are true, he should no longer be a candidate, at least candidate for governor. But again, I don't know any of the facts, and I'm a little old-fashioned. I feel like I ought to hear the facts before I start weighing in.
All right. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I agree that you need to hear facts. But when the allegations become so overwhelming that you know that even if a quarter of them are true, he has to go. Right? Like, you don't need to wait for it's almost like when a guy runs in to a church, yells Allah Akbar, and starts shooting Christians or Jews. You don't need to wait for all the facts to come in that the guy was a terrorist, right? Like, you can pretty much make the judgment right there. This is the same thing. We have seen this over and over and over again from Eric Swalwell, and yet nothing ever happens to him. He seems to be above the law until now. It caught up with him to the point where he's not going to be able to survive this. Now, why now? Who was behind it? You know, there were some indications like, oh, we got some things on him that are about to come out. President Trump said that a couple weeks ago. There's some things that are going to come out. Who knew this to put Eric Swalwell in this position? Who dropped all this? To me, it benefits Tom Steyer the best. He went to the top of the polls now in California. This is the billionaire. Helped the Obamas, helped the Clintons. This is a big-time funder. And now he's running for governor. Environmental Looney Tune. But anyway, so he could be behind it. Either way, it doesn't matter. It appears to be pretty damning stuff. I'm going to play the interview of the alleged victim. And I say alleged because, you know, anybody can make allegations, right? Now I'm saying it sure looks like a lot of this stuff would plan out, but anybody can make allegations. The problem is he's got a lot of allegations against him. And sometimes I wonder, well, we'll talk about this, like what these women are doing with men like this. Like, why do you continue to put yourselves, I'm not victim shaming here, but why do you continue to put yourself in the room with a guy like this that you know is a dirtbag? I think they're addicted to the power and being near the power and the centrifuge of power. All right, before we do that, let me tell you about my friends over at Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. LostSoldier.com, LostSoldier.com. This is your opportunity to invest in an oil and gas project that I absolutely love. They are already drilling for natural gas there. They've hit natural gas in this huge reservoir in the Wyoming's Bison Basin. Just Google that. They've always known gas was there. The problem was there was a mine there that had been shut down. And before it could be environmentally reclaimed, you couldn't drill. Well, Lost Soldier put together 40,000 acres. They have that already under lease. So the CEO of Lost Soldier brought Ultra Energy from 25 cents to $100 a share. This is one of his past projects. It split 2-1, went back to 100. Penteco Energy went from 20 cents a share to $19 a share. This project with Lost Soldier, you get an investment in the company. You get access to the royalties from these wells as they produce, which is cash flow when they're producing. Now, it all has risk. but it looks pretty good. And then, of course, there's the time where this goes public. You would benefit as well from this and the tax benefits of this, huge tax benefits. So if you're interested in looking at something like this, lostsoldier.com, you have to be an accredited investor in order to invest in this. I know not everybody out there is. They get a net worth of over $1 million, not including your house, and you got to have a net income of $250,000 a year, I think. LostSoldier.com, that's LostSoldier.com. Check them out. Very excited to be partnered up with them. All right, let's get into this interview that CNN did with the alleged victim.
I kept figuring out ways to blame myself. I shouldn't have reached out to him at all. I should have left. I should have done this. Well, Eric shouldn't have raped me.
This Capitol Hill staffer is coming forward for the first time on camera to talk about her experience with Congressman Eric Swalwell. He is now a leading Democratic candidate for governor of California.
Let's get together, make the biggest wave this state has ever seen.
Swalwell was in his late 30s and married when she joined his office as an intern and became a junior staffer. She's speaking in shadow as she fears professional consequences.
It was in 2019. I was, again, driving him to an event. This was my job.
And you were 21 years old.
And I was 21 years old. We see some sort of parking lot, and he says to pull over. He pulls out his penis and instructs me to give him oral sex. And I started to. Again, I felt incredibly uncomfortable. And I stopped, and I said to him, this feels really uncomfortable, and anyone could see us right now. And he said to me, you're right. It's probably not good for a congressman to be caught with his pants down.
Swalwell called.
You believe her? I tend to believe her. But how bold you have to be to tell a 21-year-old that is a child. Now, I'm older than Eric Swalwell. What is he, in his 40s probably? So in 2019, he's even if he's late 30s, with a 21-year-old intern in a parking lot? Yeah, it's not good for a congressman to be caught with his pants down. No, I don't think so. A married congressman at that. Now, I always wonder, and by no means am I victim shaming. That's like it's a really touchy subject with me, because anybody that watches me for a long time knows that I am all about personal protection, right? You know that there are times on this podcast and the Rav Show that I want to give you all the tools necessary so you can protect yourself in any time or situation of danger. Part of that protection plan is keeping yourself away from danger. Just as the Secret Service is not going to drive the president through a dangerous, bottlenecked street where they could get blocked in and put the president in great danger. They stay away from it. They're going to avoid danger. Okay? It doesn't make what Eric Swalwell did right, by no means. It does not take away from his arrogance, his I believe, what he did there may not be criminal, but it's certainly morally bankrupt. All right? Now, what he does later certainly is criminal, if what she says is true. But so she knows who this man is. When she was 21 years old, he told her to pull over at a parking lot and give him oral sex. Now, I get it's hard to just quit. You need your job. You're 21 years old. Your brain, I think, still hasn't matured in a way that you say, I got to get away from this guy. You don't want the negative aspect of all this to surround you, hurt your career. So I get why some of these victims still hang around. I would hope they'd be bolder and stronger than that just to get away from somebody like this. So listen, she continues.
Her allegations false. His campaign responded earlier to vague accusations on social media related to his behavior with staffers.
Did you ever behave inappropriately with female staffers?
No, it's false. And also, some of the allegations I've seen, which is that we've had NDAs in the office. There's never been an allegation, and there's never been a settlement. And, I will also just take stock that, look, we're 27 days before an election starts.
Did he ask you to send him lewd photos?
Yes.
And did he ever send lewd photos?
Yes. He would send short Snapchat videos of him rubbing his penis through his pants while on the airplane.
The staffer says she liked Swalwell's attention at first and nervously went along with it, which included sending back nude photos of herself. But in September 2019, she says she and some friends met up with Swalwell. After a night of heavy drinking, she says she woke up naked with Swalwell in a hotel room with no memory of what happened.
The 5 of us were having some drinks. At some point, it was time to go home. I got in an Uber. I was taken to the Aloft Dublin Pleasant Inn where he was staying, and I don't remember what happened that night. But I know that there was sexual contact, because when I woke up in the morning, I could feel that there was, and he said as much too.
What did he say?
That last night was great. It didn't feel great to me because I didn't remember it.
And so you blacked out and you end up in his hotel room and wake up with him.
Yes.
She says another incident occurred.
All right. Eric Swalwell is clearly a dirtbag. Okay? If you take her allegations and believe them on exactly what she said. Now, she may have some problems in court because now she's saying, I don't remember. Right? Like, she literally says, I don't remember. So you're now speculating as to what happened. You're telling a judge he said this happened. He's going to deny that he said that happened. It's a he said, she said. This is some of the problems. Now, I believe there's some medical evidence here, but this is going to be a hard case to charge him criminally with. And so she said, I got in an Uber and was taken there. Did he send the Uber for her? Did she give the Uber the address to go to Eric Swalwell's hotel room after you've been drinking? Do you not understand what's going to happen in a hotel room after you've been drinking? I mean, look, again, nobody should be drugged and taken advantage of. And if that is proven, you need to go to jail for that, because that is rape 100%. But again, you need to keep yourself out of situations. He's already made you give him oral sex. There was the one line that says she liked the attention. Now, all of a sudden, she doesn't like the attention, but she did. She was going to go to his hotel room late at night. You're asking for trouble here. Ladies, listen to me. This is not victim shaming. It does not excuse what Eric Swalwell did at all. But if you don't want someone to drug you in their hotel room late at night after you've been drinking, don't go to a hotel room late at night after you've been drinking. That will keep you safe. And literally, if you have daughters out there, my very special lady friend has 2 daughters. I hope and pray you have to cover your drink. You have to take your drink everywhere. Don't leave your drink at the bars. You go to the bathroom. Don't go to hotel rooms with strange men. Don't go to a hotel room with your boss after he's already made advances. You're sending him nude photos. He's sending you pictures of him rubbing himself. What do you think is going to happen here? This is an awful situation. Now, if this is my daughter, I'm going to say, what are you thinking? Go into his room. But 2, now I'm going to come kick Eric Swalwell's ass.
In 2024, after this event in New York, where Swalwell gave a speech.
Some of us are working hard on Capitol Hill.
At the time, she no longer worked for Swalwell's office.
I decided to ask him to meet me for a drink. And I did this because...
All right, hold on a second. You just made an allegation that you woke up with him naked. You felt like you had sex with you. You didn't remember anything. And yet, you're now calling him again? You're not even working for him now, and you're calling him to meet you for a drink. You know he's married. Why? Why? This is a bad decision on your part. Again, not excusing what Eric Swalwell allegedly does. Not excusing that. but keep yourself out of bad situations. I say nothing good happens after 1 o'clock or midnight or whatever it is. So don't be on the streets after midnight in big cities like Dallas or New York. That has anything to do with this case. But what I'm saying is, if you're in a bad neighborhood at 1 o'clock in the morning and you get mugged, yes, it's the mugger's fault, but you needed to not be in the situation in the first place.
I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established. I had a partner. I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom, and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening, of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no.
Wait, but she didn't remember again, right? Isn't that what she said? She didn't remember, or did she remember? So she remembers saying no, but she doesn't remember anything else. Hold on. I'm going to play this again because I need to know this. And by no means am I defending Eric Swalwell. I don't want anyone to take away that misconception. But I do want to know what's the bottom of everything, because I think there's something bigger at play here. There's other forces at play.
Relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom, and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening, of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive.
All right, so she said she went to the bathroom. She doesn't remember anything after that. But now she remembers pushing him off and saying no. Like, these are issues that if this ever did go to court, and this happened in New York, Alvin Bragg, the DA in New York, says he's going to investigate this now. And well, he should, okay? Lord knows he went after Trump for nothing. You ought to investigate Eric Swalwell for something. And this is not that long ago. This is 2024, she says. So this is an issue here. But there are some inconsistencies in her statement, as always there are. So this is why lawyers say, don't do a TV interview. You're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to help ruin your case. I mean, like, in the end, unless she doesn't want anything from it, unless she just wants to expose them, then there's no harm in doing this TV interview. Let me do this. I'm going to continue to play that. But before I do, let me tell you about my friends over at Patriot Mobile. PatriotMobile.com/Grant. I want you to go to 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT. That's the number to call. Tell them I sent you. Use the promo code GRANT for a free month's service. You get to choose what network you want to be on. They have access to the big three major cell phone networks in America. You know that a portion of your proceeds from your cell phone bill are going to move the country in the right direction. 100% U.S.-based customer service, too, by the way. Switching is totally easy. It only takes minutes. I have done it. Now, I switched a long time ago, but my new phone is an eSIM. I just call up, and I say, hey, here's the new phone. Here's the eSIM. Bing, bang, boom. They got me switched over, my new phone up and running. I love Patriot Mobile. I'm doing an event with them, I believe, in the beginning of June with General Flynn. And they literally are committed to this country like no other company I've seen. PatriotMobile.com/Grant. Make the switch today. Stop funding the woke left by paying another cell phone company. PatriotMobile.com/Grant. 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code GRANT for a free month's service. All right. Now, back to this witness statement. I don't know. Are you fascinated by this, or should I not have done this as a podcast today? I'm curious. You let me know in the comments, because this is a little bit off topic. We're diving in deep on it. And, it is Eric Swalwell. I see we're really killing it on YouTube. One viewer. That's probably Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. So, anyway, here we go.
It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. in my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me saying no.
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning.
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I, for a moment, didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom, the only person I could think that could help me.
Her mother confirmed her account in an interview with CNN. CNN also reviewed screenshots of texts she sent to a friend, saying she was, quote, sexually assaulted by Eric. She also shared this note from a physician's assistant, calling her a, quote, survivor, after she went to get tested for STDs 1 week later.
Why do you feel like it's so...
Honestly, the provider calling a survivor getting tested for STDs doesn't prove she's a survivor. It doesn't prove anything. This is part of my problem with the mainstream media, right? Like, all of this stuff, I guess, goes, yeah, the mother confirmed she called her mom. So then I asked, why don't you come forward sooner than now, 26 days before an election, which, you know, has hinkiness all over it. But by no means do I not actually believe this happened. Eric Swalwell seems like he's capable of this. He really does, to me, in my opinion.
Important to speak out now.
When I found out there were others who might have been impacted by Eric in different ways, I realized I couldn't be scared anymore because that is how he keeps us quiet.
All right, but so here's my problem. You're in shadow phase. If you talk about not being scared anymore, then be brave. I mean, in many respects, amongst any of us, Republicans and Democrats. You can show your face here. Nobody's going to hold that against you. Maybe those closest to Swalwell, but it seems to me like you would have huge amounts of support. So why are you hiding your face? If you're talking about being brave, then I don't know, then just come forward with it.
Fear, the shame.
In addition to this former staffer, 3 other women who spoke with CNN also alleged sexual misconduct by Swalwell. One said he kissed her and touched her without her consent. 2 of the women said he sent them unsolicited explicit messages or nude images of himself, something the others say Swalwell did with them as well. One shared this message where he commented on her photo and wrote, quote, "That swimsuit," with an expletive. "You like it?" she responded. "Yes, very much like," he wrote. In a statement to CNN, Swalwell said, quote, "These allegations are..."
Wait a second. What? So she's saying she likes it? The other one?
False,
I mean,
and come on the eve. Note from a physician's assistant. In addition to this, for consent, something the others say Swalwell did with them as well.
Look at it again.
One shared this message where he commented on her photo and wrote, quote, "That swimsuit," with an expletive. "You like..."
I mean, look at the message back. That swimsuit, the F word. "You like it? I had to go hang out at my friend's pool and it was so hot. How are you?" "Yes, very much like."
She responded, "Yes, very much like," he wrote. In a statement to CNN.
So it was so hot in capitals. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. These girls, like, they're bold, flirtatious, and then want to cry foul. The guy sending him a nude picture, which is weird that he's a sitting United States congressman and would be dumb enough to send that to somebody. But he does. Let's go.
Swalwell said, quote, "These allegations are false and come on the eve of an election against the frontrunner for governor. For nearly 20 years, I have served the public as a prosecutor and a congressman and have always protected women."
There is another me out there. There is another young girl who dreams of working in this field and believes in him and could fall into this trap.
And that's why you're speaking out.
Yeah.
You want to protect others like you when you were young.
No one protected me. Sorry. No one protected me, and I don't want someone else to suffer because I know what I know.
How different is this from the producer's couch? And I mean this. You know, what was it? Harvey Weinstein? Total sicko, right? Just a sicko and just a dirtbag. But girls wanted the job so bad in movies, they were willing to do anything for it. Now, the difference here, I don't know. I got to go back and look. Was Harvey Weinstein, was he accused of drugging girls and stuff, or was it just the producer's couch stuff? I don't remember. Here, Eric Swalwell is accused of drugging these girls. That ups the ante. That's a total different story. It's bad enough to use your influence and power to convince someone to have sex with you, give you a BJ in a car in a parking lot. That's bad enough. But to drug someone and then have sex with them when they don't even know it, that's about as ugly and disgusting as it gets. But why are these people hanging around a guy where they know he's got such serious issues and problems? I'm not sure they should. All right, let me see. Let's get, I want to go back to Eric Swalwell now and review, okay? Because he is a jerk, and in many respects, he deserves what is coming for him, okay? You remember this with Kash Patel?
I will work on the audio-visual capabilities. I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress. I'm reclaiming my time, It has been a disgrace to the American people. You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way?
Mr.
Chairman, would you
recuse yourself,
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman,
the committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts, since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure he has time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
Correct. Okay. The gentleman from Wisconsin.
So whatever you say about my buddy Kash, I know many of you are disappointed with him. That's a great interaction right there. You're a disgrace in Congress. You have been a disgrace in Congress. And look, turned out Kash was right. I mean, nothing more. Then you've got Shifty Shifterstein, basically endorsing Swalwell. Now, where's Schiff now on this?
As I said, if you've just joined or you're came in late, Senator Adam Schiff, a friend, a partner, endorsing our campaign.
Well, first of all, let me say how proud.
A partner? Does anyone wonder what that means? A partner? A friend, a partner? Schiff in any of these hotel rooms with you?
I am to support you, Eric. And, before you got in the race, it was fully my intention to probably stay out of the race. A lot of friends are running. A lot of very, capable people are in this field who, I have great respect for. But there are a couple things that compelled me. One is that when you got in the race, here was somebody that I'd worked with for over a decade, who I had seen stand up to Donald Trump and stand up to all his MAGA allies, no matter what they threw at you, Eric. And they're attacking you again now because they fear that you'll be successful in this race, and they don't want a powerful person in the governor's office.
No, we don't want a sex offender in the governor's office. We really don't want a Democrat in the governor's office either. But we're attacking Eric Swalwell back then. This is before these allegations came out, because we know he has serious issues. The Fang Fang issue and the Chinese spy. We know he's a radical leftist. We know he was fully willing to make up allegations against President Trump. He got caught lying about this stuff. So why would we believe him now when he claims his innocence? The bottom line is we wouldn't. Then there's this from 2018. This is Rich.
What was important to you about anything that you heard tonight from President Trump, speaking out at length, from Mr. Avenatti, who I believe you just were able to hear, and new reports that there are new allegations being probed by the Senate regarding Judge Kavanaugh?
Good evening, Ari. I saw continued demeaning of victims of sexual assault.
Oh, really? Really? Was that what happened when she accused you of pulling into a parking lot and making her go down on you? Come on, man.
People who deserve to be heard, who deserve for their allegations to be investigated, and a president who wants to just...
Oh. So do these victims deserve to be heard and allegations investigated? Absolutely they do. And Alvin Bragg, the radical leftist from New York, he's investigating. He says, this is not good for Eric Swalwell. Not good at all.
Rush this through. He criticized the Senate for even taking this long, Ari. And so for Brett Kavanaugh's sake, if he is innocent, I hope tomorrow he opens his statement and says, you know what? Bring in all the victims. Allow them to be heard. Allow them to be questioned. That will clear his name if he's indeed innocent. And if he's not, for the sake of the credibility of the court, I hope that the senators would vote against him.
I hope they vote against you to expel you from Congress. Because everything I've heard is serious enough to say you no longer are fit to be a congressman. It was serious enough before with the Fang Fang deal, literally sleeping with a Chinese spy. And you're on the Intel Committee. Can you imagine the damage that he has done? Now, conservatives were on to him. Let's go back a year ago, a little more than a year and a half ago. Well, what are we? Yeah, almost a year and a half ago. February of 2025. My buddy Nick Sorter, who does great work, he caught up with Swalwell.
So, Congressman, you referred to Elon Musk as a fascist at some point and alluded to him being a national security threat. Do you see that more of a national security threat, you sleeping with a Chinese spy, than transparency in the federal government? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? What's Fang Fang think of that?
What are you doing?
What's fascistic about exposing government corruption? I mean, I know you're just at dinner now with a bunch of lobbyists. You know, they're buying you a bunch of booze, and you know that's awfully nice. I know you were talking about, maybe finding somebody else because you only like to fuck people that are tens. I just heard that one too. So what do you think about that? Do you want to comment on any of it? Elon Musk is a national security threat, but you sleeping with a Chinese spy is not. Is that correct? You don't want to comment on that at all? Looks like guilty as charged.
That's Nick Sorter. That was last February, a year ago. It's good stuff. This guy deserves what's coming to him, every single bit of it. Eric Swalwell is an ass clown, man. He really is. So we'll continue to follow this. We'll continue to see what happens. He's out of the governor's race. We need to know who the mystery man is in that video. We need to know who was taking the video. Now, I have sent, again, when it comes to this mystery man, I have sent a request for comment from a high-ranking, high-profile politician, very good friends with Eric Swalwell. Many people believe it could be him. I'm not going to name him until we get proof. That wouldn't be fair. But I did send a request for comment, and at this point, after a couple hours, I do not have a response from their office. So we shall see. I will keep you posted on the mystery man, because really, that's who I want. I want to know who the mystery man is next. And if it's who I think it is, things are going to really, really heat up. You better believe it. All right. I want to talk about the Catholic Church. Before I get into that and this 60 Minutes piece yesterday, let me tell you about the wellness company. Where's my wellness company? Let me see. Here it is. Let me tell you about the wellness company. You've now seen this ivermectin and mebendazole combination. It is a parasite cleanse from the wellness company, and I do believe that this is so important to get these parasites out of your system, and it works great. I went through it. But there's also a cancer benefit from this. If you know anybody that's going through cancer, I think the number is 84%, so a positive benefit to their cancer after going through this ivermectin and mebendazole, according to a new study by the Wellness Company. A study, by the way, which continues to get censored by the big medical journals. And on this study is a doctor who is put to the head of the Cancer Commission for President Trump. So clearly there are well-known doctors, including Dr. McCullough, on this study. Really, really something else. The positive benefit of ivermectin and mebendazole on cancer. So twc.health/grant. Use the promo code GRANT. The Wellness Company is clearly on the front lines of cutting edge ways to keep you healthy. Their supplement line, their prescription medication line, ivermectin, things you need that may have trouble getting. Go to twc.health/grant. Weight loss. They have a GLP-1 now that is in liquid form. This is fabulous. twc.health/grant. Use the promo code GRANT for 10% off. Visit that website, and you'll be impressed by the Wellness Company. All right, so my Catholic church. I call it my Catholic church. Not really. I was baptized Catholic, okay? And since then, I've really started to drift away. As a child, my parents both went to Catholic school. They had some issues with the Catholic Church. They drifted away from the Catholic Church. And as a kid, I would go to Mass with my aunt on a regular basis. Not every Sunday, but on a regular basis. I often would sleep over at my cousin's house, and my aunt would take me to church, and it was great, but or not so much. As a kid, I really didn't enjoy it. And I don't enjoy Catholic Mass now. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I find it totally boring, and it puts me to sleep. So, some of these services now here in Texas, where I go to church, Highland Park Methodist is great, though the Methodist Church has gone down a road. The Protestants are now going down. I mean, I don't understand what it is with all these churches that are going down these roads, like embracing the LGBTQ lifestyle. It's a little bizarre to me. So I have my struggles with organized religion, I'll be honest with you. But I love Jesus, and God has been very good to me, and I'll say that. But all of these organized religions seem to be leaving me behind. Okay? I know that it may upset many of you, but it is what it is. So this is the Pope. Now, let me be clear on this. I don't mind the Pope speaking out about politics. If I'm going to tell pastors and preacher men to speak out about politics in their church, about conservatism and who to vote for and why you should vote for them when it comes to Republicans and Trump and all these things, well, then why would I call the leaders who are speaking about what they believe in, but I don't believe in it? So my warning is this is a sign of, is this your church? Are you being represented in this church? So the Pope is very critical of Trump. He's critical of war. Now, here's what I will say. Everything these archbishops and the Pope are saying, they're wildly mistaken. Okay? They're wrong on the issues. This is the Pope.
I would simply say, once again, what I said in the Urbi et Orbi message on Sunday, asking all people of goodwill to search always for peace and not violence, to reject war.
Well, I like the message. Like, I want to search for peace and not violence. I want to reject war until it comes time where it's the only option. And come on, the Catholic Church is engaged in violence along the way.
Especially a war which many people have said is an unjust war, which is continuing to escalate.
Wait, now why is it an unjust war? They have nuclear weapons. They plan on using them. They could have nuclear weapons very soon, and they plan on using them against us and our allies. Now, do you want Iran to have a nuclear weapon? I thought it was interesting. J.D. Vance said England is going to be the first Muslim country with a nuclear bomb. And England just about is a Muslim nation now. England. Can you believe it? So that's the Pope. Now, 60 Minutes did a piece with 3 bishops, U.S. bishops from D.C., Chicago, and who was the other one? D.C., Chicago. I don't remember where the other one was from. But take a listen to this.
Is this a just war?
No.
So this is who's about to answer. Bishop McElroy, Cardinal maybe, and he is from Washington. And you don't think President Trump is trying to restore justice and peace in his quest against Iran, which is also having a great effect on China and Russia, and from our perspective, a positive effect? Now, some would say it's strengthening the ties between them and the fact that they need each other, but it is splintering their ability to do business because China needs that Iranian oil. Now, China's going to turn to Russia for oil, and they're building a pipeline, a massive pipeline. It's not built yet. They've started the process of studying this, but they want to run from, I guess, eastern Siberia all the way to northern China. And Russia would just send oodles of oil to China. That pipeline is not built yet, though, but it is in. All right, so I don't know. It looks like there's a problem with the Rumble stream. I'm going to have to repost this video. I'm gonna post it or restream it. But what sadness here that this got screwed up. Anyway, that is going to do it for us. I'm upset with these Catholic bishops. I'm upset with the Catholic Church. It's a shame this is happening, and we'll see what's happening. I don't know why this is not streaming through. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching all. We will see you soon. God bless everyone. Stinchfield's Army rolls. We'll see you then.